on the side of a former piano factory. There's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Today, we have an all-AFC meeting. It's the New York Jets and the Baltimore Ravens. Tyler Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And we're off from Baltimore. Here's Isaiah Davis on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. Leading them out now in his 5th season here in the NFL. Won 4 of his 6 starts last year. Justin Fields.
While his 4-2 record wasn't good enough to keep the starting job in Pittsburgh over Russell Wilson, that performance was enough to show the rest of the NFL there's still potential in him to go lead a franchise.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Giving that tackle to Kyle Van Noy.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun snap to Fields. No place to go. Ravens taken down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
Ravens going with a dime package now. 3rd down. Here he goes. 3rd and long. He's running for it. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
First down. A gain of 18 on the play. First down, New York.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Here's foray up the middle. That's about 3. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
He'll expect more from himself in those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. They go right back to Hall. He dodged the tackle. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
It's a gain of
His game is off to one heck of a great start and bringing his offense along with him. They cross midfield after that run, and now all eyes on that offense focused on the end zone.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's Hall once more. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Chidobe, Awuzie, they're on the tackle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Digging deep in the playbook here, and this is 3rd and 11. 3rd and long for him here. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, I say this all the time. Get down there to the red zone. Things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
So on 4th down, here comes Nick Folk to attempt this for the Jets. This a 52-yard attempt from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they get 3 on their first series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead.
I'm going to call that one a little tester, Kate. Kind of like a 5 to 8 foot putt. You really hope to make all of them, but you know, over the course of the season you won't. In that case, well, it went right through.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player and the most exciting player, not just at his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating offense now behind the chains. That's exactly how you're looking to start.
Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
From the gun, a run for Henry. Having gained about a handful there. Brandon Stevens, drafted by these Ravens back in 2021 on the stomp.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Design bootleg here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Makes the catch. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's not made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
This is Henry on 2nd. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Now Jackson on 3rd down. Andrews has it, working downfield. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
One of the tight ends motioning right. Lamar's going to keep this one. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're in the first and goal.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. Fullback trying to power it across. And he won't get in. The daylight was there for just a second, but it closed just in time to keep him out. So it's going to be second and goal.
It's a gain of a yard.
I know they had bigger visions when they called that play. This is one of those spots, Kate, where when a defense is dialed in, especially in the red zone, it's very tough to surprise them with anything.
The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short.
Okay, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively, you've stopped the run twice now, and I think you believe on that side, well, they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue to pound the football. Can't wait to watch this one.
Fullback's got it. Look at the power. And he's in for the touchdown. The Ravens pull ahead 6-3 in the first. Well, this coaching staff has got to be a happy partner. A calm and calculated opening drive. Really impressed with the score, how they controlled the football, and they played at their own pace.
Yeah, it's one of those drives that just pays dividends. I know it's the opening drive, but you're just taking some of the starch out of that defense and putting some doubt in their mind. Like, man, they just methodically shoved it right down our throat.
That is Tyler Luke, now on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens won up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. On the return, here comes Davis. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The second drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. First call here coming from the shotgun. On the counter, Hall. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
Well, one defender failed. Well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10. Play action, Fields. On him quick, and they bring it down. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Now for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Got to figure out this third down here. the shotgun. Fields. Checks it down the hall. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Now on fourth down, here's Austin McNamara out to punt for the Jets. Back for the Ravens, LeJohntay Wester. He's got this at the 27. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Ravens offense returning to the field for their second possession. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens headed up 1st and 10. Shoots away from one. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
Quincy Williams on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. Jackson keeping it himself. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Baltimore, first down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
They're going option keeper on 1st and 10. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Has it in close. And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets side.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Brought in. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard
Nice to see that
line.
connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Zone read, they'll hand off to Henry. Still going to the 30. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. We'll get a stoppage here. Looks like there's a Jet in some discomfort following that play. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Running once more with Henry. Quite the turnaround these last 2 plays, huh? Nice gain on one, and now they get him behind the line. I think we both sensed it as the play was developing, Brock. It didn't look like either guy wanted the football, and you can see why with how well it played out defensively.
Yeah, there's 2 looks as a quarterback you hate to see on your teammate's face. When you throw your receiver into coverage and he gets smacked, and then when you pitch it out to the running back and he gets the negative yards on his stat sheet, yeah, that's one the quarterback's got to rectify.
What do we do? And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Coming to the line for their 9th play of the drive. This is 3rd and 3. From the gun, Jackson. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable in an incomplete.
All right, they made the red zone, and it's touchdown or bust, it seems. They are lining up to go for this. 4th down, he calls his own number on the option. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
We didn't try fighting for more and risking a fumble in that situation. Just make sure you get what you need and then go protect yourself. That's exactly what the QB did.
1st and 10, he keeps it on the option. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Lamar off the play fake. Going for his back, but it's incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
I know that you and I love, Kate, looking at plays and discussing them and all the different outlets and checkdowns, and usually there's a completion to be had, but not against this defense, not on that one.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They send a tight end in motion. Jackson now on 3rd. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get 6 more on their early advantage. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Here's Luke for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens drive their lead to 11.
14, Jets 3. Tyler Luke to kick
All
off.
set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. On the return, here comes Davis. And this gets out to the 30 before he stopped.
The Jets take over.
New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this series with an option left. They're working a couple yards past the line. Malachi Starks read that nicely. He makes the stop.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. They fake the handoff. Now Fields bails out of the pocket quick. Take it off with it again. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's a pickup of 9. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
And the Jets, 1st down. A gain of 9
As long as
yards.
these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Fields to throw it. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Unable to find Adonai Mitchell with that one. So it'll be 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Fields on 3rd. They set up the screen here for Hall. Escapes a defender. Points a defender. We've got a foot race. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Well, there'll be a quality gain on the run, and that also brings us to the end of this quarter. And that is the end of our 1st quarter. The scoreboard reads 14-3. Back to the bank in just a moment. Time for the 2nd quarter of play. It's Jets football. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. Shotgun snap, a gift to Hall. That is exactly why you rally to the football. Got through one tackle, but the next guy gets him for a loss. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and AT for attack, exactly what he just did.
This 8-play drive might be on its last legs here, partners. They try to figure out this 3rd and 7. They'll throw 3rd and long. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. Driving across the 15-yard line. And he's got him that 1st down as he hits the deck safely. They're going to be looking at 1st and goal.
Yards on the play. That's another Jets. 1st down. 1st and goal, New York.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They'll run here. It's Hall. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets make it a one-score game in the 1st half. Breece Hall with the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets cut the lead down to 4.
14. Jets 10.
they've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Rasheen Ali on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Lamar now from the gun. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Trying to get it with the option here. He dodged the tackle. And he's going to have this up and across midfield, partner, to the 48. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
1st down, here's Lamar. He's got it. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, they need 7. Play fake, Jackson. He's trying to push the field. Near the goal line. And he is finally sent out of bounds, but not until he gets it all the way down to the red zone. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
And the defense holds him at the 2, Brock. He can't get beyond the line. Still a couple yards short of that end zone. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, 2nd and goal. Here's another for him. And he will not score. The defense gets him just before he can punch it in. Only a yard that time. A defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up 3rd and goal.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you've kind of set yourself up. Actually, you've set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
Jackson trying to sneak it. And they're going to say he was short. They held him out, Brock, and now we're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do here on 4th and goal.
That's all you could really expect from a sneak, Kate. 1, maybe a couple yards, so in that way their job was executed. But the play call, well, that leaves me and I think many scratching our heads.
Here we go, 4th and goal inside the 1. This time he's looking to throw. And he finds him in the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens now lead by 10. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
Here's Luke for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens drive their lead to 11.
Jets 10.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. On the return, here comes Davis. He's brought down just inside the 25. The Jets and Brees Hall about set to go on offense. And he sure has proven to be a handful for them, grabbing their attention as a runner, but actually doing a good bit of damage as part of the team's passing game, too. All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Play action now. It's Fields. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
From the 24 once again. It's 2nd and 10. Fields looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. And not a lot available there. Makes it to the 26. Brought down by Teddy Buchanan.
I don't mind that scramble at all, Kate. It makes that defense think this guy's not just going to sit in the pocket all day. But I'll say this as well, like I do all the time. When you're going to scramble as a quarterback, make sure you protect yourself.
Ravens crowding the passing lanes. They go into the dime for 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they come up big on 3rd down there with a sack.
Kate, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. Austin McNamara will kick this away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through the 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. They go play fake with Jackson. He finds a seam down the middle. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Jackson, quick pass wide. And they make the stop. I'm going to say it about the 37-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the pistol, Henry. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down. He is quickly making a habit out of wrecking plays, Brock, and it doesn't seem to matter what type of play that is.
It's what the best of them do. We talk about just the versatility of offensive players being dual threats. This guy's a dual threat against the pass, and at times stuffing the run.
It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
On fourth now, on comes Tyler Loop. Going to try this field goal for the Ravens. He better get all of this one. It's got a ways to go. And he missed it. It's no good. And the game stays at 11.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Now here comes the New York offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Pass rush could be coming again after that last sack, Brock. Let's see. Here's 2nd and 19. Shotgun snap to Fields. He'll try and long this. And this is taken ahead to the 42. Oh, there by Mike Green.
As quarterback, Kate, you got to hope that those crumbs don't just lead to the cookie in the passing game. A short scramble like that may open up a bigger one down the road.
4 guys out wide. Here we go, 3rd and long. 3rd and long for him here. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pound that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
Austin McNamara on now to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. The Ravens trotting out their offense. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. Now here's Lamar. He keeps it and takes off. And he's going to get this one to about the 22 before they take him down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains, and it's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical 1st down.
1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down up to the 28-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. Shoots away from one. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a 1st down is just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They get to Henry on the inside handoff. Shoves him off. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. A big play, and that's him 17 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Danger, danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Lamar out of the pistol. Caught by Flowers. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Flying down the middle with Henry. And he's going to pay off his 1st down run with a nice pickup of 9.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
Less than a ruler needed here on 2nd down. Another run for Henry. And he'll go down here at the 16. A 1-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
All set now. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Completed to Flowers. And he will wind up out of bounds after a 1st down gain of right around 3 yards.
Every
once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, Jackson. Pass pulled in by Henry. And this one doesn't go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. A tight end in motion now. Play action now with Jackson. Dumps it off to his running back. And this is not going to do the job. They don't even let him get back to the line. It's 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Tyler Loop after the Ravens to attempt this field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. Loop knocks it through, and that extends their lead to 14.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
All set up. Here's Loop to kick it away. On the return, here comes Davis. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Jets out to begin another drive. And as they get set, Parker, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
New York to the line. 1st and 10. They start to drive the ball. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
But lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. Fields to throw it. On the move, headed right. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Jets with a long ways to go for a score. 3rd down, they need 7. To the air on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That throw was looking for Mason Taylor. And now they face 2nd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. That's not met the standard they set for themselves.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10. Back now, pressure coming. Has it in close. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Throwing again, it's Fields. He's running for it. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
13 yards on the play. That's good for a Jets 1st down.
I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the gun, it's Hall. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. The Jets take their 1st time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays, the ones that amount to really very little statistically, and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Here's Fields. He's running with it. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets him all the way down to that 15-yard line. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Jets.
They keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone on 1st. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. That one intended for Adonai Mitchell. So it's 2nd down coming up. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone end zone.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Jets make it a 1-score game before halftime. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Folk on now to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jets chuck the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Jets 17.
just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Ali to return it. He's stopped on the run back to the 27. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He has been putting up some numbers early in this contest. Only 17 seconds left for him as they begin this drive. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's going to get forward for a gain of about 7 on that run. It's second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
So we have a one-score game here at the break. Now it's time for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott Hansen, take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks for that update, Scotch. Welcome back, everyone, for the third quarter. Had a one-touchdown game here as we get you back down to the field. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Hill now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Well, there's going to be a missed assignment on somebody's grade sheet tomorrow. That read option game with the quarterback, there is always a defender that's responsible for the QB. That time, QB takes advantage.
From the gun, run for Henry. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. Lamar now from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First down throw for Jackson. Hopkins on the slant. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That's another Baltimore first down. First and 10.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line.
QB runs can be some of the most difficult plays for these defenses, but not for the defense right there. Did their homework, and they get an A+ for how they defended that play.
Offense to the line for second down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. This one's to Andrews outright. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
At the 9-yard line.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal. They'll run here with Henry. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That sure looks like a terrific call after you dial it up, because the execution was awesome by everybody. You get that kind of run on first and goal, it sets the table for more success.
Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Back to throw, here's Jackson. Finding Flowers.
You know, kid, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
2 yards standing between this unit and 6. Here's third and goal. Throwing from the gun. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow the lead coming out of halftime. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Here's Luke for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens double their lead to 14.
Ravens 31, Jets 17.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. On the return, here comes Davis. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Jets have their offense ready to go again. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a one-score game. Jets getting ready for this first and 10. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Finds him over the middle. Continuing to move past the 45. Keeps himself upright. He could do it! Touchdown, New York! The Jets start the second half with some needed points.
You know, Kate, there's a reason that slant route has been in playbooks, I don't know, since football began. Because if you hit that receiver on the run, on target, on time, big plays can follow.
Folk on now to try the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Jets chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Jets 24.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Hill now to return it. Escapes a defender. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge? There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
They step up to a 2nd and 11 here following the sack. Looking to throw, Jackson. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Third and long. They're going to throw. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
1st down. Here's Lamar. He calls his own number again. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
The positive of that effort, he didn't go backwards. Didn't have a negative play. If there was a negative, you didn't get a whole lot done with your legs. Got to be more efficient now on 2nd down.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Motioning one of the tight ends. This is Henry on 2nd. Makes the tackle. He is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. Now we have a member of the Jets hurt after that play, and they'll need to get somebody out there to take a look at him. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
It's Henry on the counter. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
On the tackle.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And this is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
21 yards. That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
I don't know about you, Kate, but I think somebody's auditioning for some extra work as a receiver. If he could do that coming out of the backfield, imagine the damage he could do if they sent him out into one of those spots out wide.
1st and goal, they're going option. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, the QB keeper, it gets 0.
Still lined up at the 6. Here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, Jackson has it down close. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a 13-point lead. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Here's Luke for the point after.
For the extra point.
Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens double their lead to 14.
Ravens 38, Jets 24.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Jets offense now set to take over. And we've seen some matching touchdowns as of late, so the scoring coming at a good clip, Brock. Let's see if they can keep this up.
You know what's fun, Kate? After all of these years, I have friends that are offensive guys and friends that are defensive guys. And my friends watching this one offensively love it. The defensive guys, they're climbing up their walls.
First call here coming from the shotgun. They'll start this one out with Hall. He's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Just one play into this drive, and they are already sitting on their own 45. Fields gets it out right quick. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Completed over the middle. Ooh, awfully close to that line to gain. Stop though made it to 46. 3rd down.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. There's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
QB keeping this one. Turn into the option on 3rd and short. Oh, Fields loses it. The Ravens pick it up. And they're think they care much, Brock, because they're going to take over on the fumble.
Man, that run was looking so good for him, but you'll see QBs don't always tuck it away like running backs do. That was loose, ball away from his body, and in prime position to be knocked free. That's exactly what happens once that defender catches him downfield.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They're going to throw it now, following the turnover. Caught quickly on the slant. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, Henry. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Tackled by the rookie Azarie Thomas.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Here's Jackson to throw. Andrew snags another one. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. They run it with King Henry. On the move, past the 40. And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Going to the ground again on first. And this is going to get them all the way into the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. The 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow their lead on the turnover. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Here's Luke for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens stretch their lead to 21.
Jets 24.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Wangu now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And they'll stop him after he picks up 4 to begin this drive.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, and really create some indecision now defensively.
1st down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. Man in motion, out of the slot. Give on 2nd to Hall. This is a nice game, nearly moves those chains. He's got it up to the 36.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
All right, looks like they're going to try to power this across. Goal line formation on 3rd and inches. Fields sneaking it. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the 1st down.
Kate, is there a simpler play in football that's come to life more than the QB sneak? We see all different varieties now, but it has become so darn effective. And we've got a tough QB who wants to put it on his shoulders. You sign up for it.
Fields on 1st down. Hits his running back. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
It's a gain of 10.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Now Fields has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd down now, they need 7. Here's Fields to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And this play's nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. They get 22 on that one. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field. Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
2nd and 3 now. Hall running between the tackles. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
To the line and set. Here we go, 1st down. Here's Hall once more. And they will stop him at the line on what proves to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Jets football, and they're probably ready to just get this final quarter over with. nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. They go right back to home. Again, he's taken down right at the line. Same guy, same call, same result. And now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he gives himself up after a short gain.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Down big, they're going to exhaust all options, it appears. The offense lining up to go for this. Desperation time here. No good. The pass goes incomplete, and that lengthy drive ends with nothing but a turnover on downs.
You know, kid, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. They aren't getting anything here, Brock. They're actually going to lose some. Back to the 10.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. He'll drop this one down for Henry. And he's going to be brought down up at the 31. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Flying downhill with Henry. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Pistol snap to Jackson. This one's to Andrews outright. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Lamar's going to keep this one. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Running once more with Henry. Well, no repeat success of that last run as he only is able to get back to the line on this play.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Play number 7 on this drive, and they need 7 here on 3rd down. They bring their tight end left. Jackson now on 3rd. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
That's another Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll come up on 1st and 10. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. Nice choice there to send this outside. It gets about 6 yards on the carry. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. Jackson keeping it himself. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
A gain of 12 yards.
Had to be a missed assignment somewhere on that play, and the QB capitalizes with an excellent gain. There's got to be an adjustment made, so even when the QB keeps it himself on the read option, that gain is minimized.
Going ground on 1st and goal. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Now a run with Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Ravens keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Here's Luke for the point after.
For the extra point.
Extra point set right down the middle. And the Ravens grow their lead yet again.
52. Jets 24.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. On the return, here comes Davis. This makes it up to the 25. Now here comes the New York offense. And scoring hasn't been the issue for him, Brock, but it has been impossible to hold pace with the offense on the other side of this football field.
And we know they can't get this all back in one play, but they better do it with a sense of urgency.
First call here coming from the shotgun. They start the drive with Hall. Oh, he put him in the spin cycle. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On 1st and 10, it's Fields. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 2nd down. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It can be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that. Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Third and long for him here. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
A quick throw completed out to the left. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Five still to go here. This is 2nd down. Fields out of the gun. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
This overwhelming pressure and these sacks after sacks after sacks, well, it's built this lead, and you know it's the way they want to finish it.
Offense going with a 4-receiver set, 3rd and long. They'll air it out on 3rd. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Ravens will set up just a little bit shy of the 40 following the tackle.
I'll hear a lot of defensive coordinators say you've got to earn the right to rush the passer by doing work on the early downs. You know what this is, Kate? They've earned the right to be aggressive defensively with the work they did through 3 quarters, and this defense is cutting it loose.
The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens set it up 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. He can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And before he can reach the first, he's stopped. But this is close. Ball up to the 45-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, get the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the first.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They send the tight end in motion. First down, here's Lamar. That pass pulled in by Henry. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Lamar off the play fake. Catch made. And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets side.
Kate, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice that both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope you have just a little space to operate. That play action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
Trying to get it with the option. And this is going to go in the wrong direction. He loses just about the amount of yards they needed to get there. It's going to be fourth down. Well, I don't expect that loss to keep them from utilizing the option at all moving forward, Brock, but I do expect it to keep them from leaning on it too heavily.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. It's too valuable a piece of their game plan. You want to make that defense defend it, but they did it a whole lot better that time.
The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. And they were giving him no chance to return this one. It soars over the sideline deep in enemy territory. Looks like right around the 8. The Jets out to begin another drive. Their last series sure was looking like points up until that interception, Brock. Hopefully they can move the ball similarly well as they take over here. All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. First down throw for Fields. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And now it's second down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
Second down and 10, Fields. Throw left side, Taylor has it. And he hauls this one up to the 11 before being stopped.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Running back sent in motion. Fields on 3rd. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Just an incredible effort out of him today. At the top of performance, frankly, that elevates the energy level of all 10 guys around him. What a game he's got going.
On now comes their punter. And he'll try to hit this one well. Short drop, but he still gets away a very good punt. He'll take it in short of midfield. And a nice return has him looking at a very short field now. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson are ready to go again on offense. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They're set up at the 35 now. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. From the gun. A run for Henry. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Handoff down to Hill. He dodged the tackle. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens on the favorable end of this blowout. Lamar's going to keep this one. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Ravens continue piling it on here in the fourth. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
Here's Luke for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens continue piling on to this lead.
59, Jets 24.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Longoon now to return. He jukes away from one. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Jets have their offense ready to go again. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for him. New York offense ready to get going here. It's 1st and 10. Fields looking to throw. Completed over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Just a yard left to go on second down. They fake the handoff. Now Fields. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This defense has been doing it all, not just with the takeaways, but the pressure and what that does and how hard it is to play the quarterback position when you're taking a beating like this.
Third down, and they need to get 10. To the air on 3rd and long. Oh, he's going to run for it. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
As much as you like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you've got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. On the keeper, here's Fields. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
First and 10. Here's Fields. Brought in. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.